What is happening, guys? Behind me is my BMW F10 N55 motor. I got a stage 2 tune on it. Haven't gotten on it because there's a couple of things that I need to do. One of those being colder, one-step colder spark plugs, and that's what I got. Now, if you've done this before, you know how outrageous these NGK Iridiums are. $20, $30 a piece. Pretty much, it's over $100 to do all 6 of them. I'm like, man, just don't have that money right now. So, I got some Chinese Iridium plugs from Amazon. They claim to be the same thing. Well, if this doesn't work, I'm out $25. So, hey, all right, let's jump into it. I'm gonna tell you what we need first to get this job done. Spark plugs, made in China, absolutely. Whoops. Feeler gauges to make sure your gaps are correct. Ratchet, extension, stupid BMW spark plug socket for the little teeny tiny guys. Flathead screwdriver, beer. Now we're ready. Just started the video, so hopefully that's all we need. But just taking a glance at this, you can get to the first 3 fairly easy. Then you got the stupid intake that goes over the N55 that I hate. I don't know why they did that, but whatever. So we got to get at least, I don't know, that metal piece out of there. I don't know. So that's what your flathead screwdriver will be for. You got a clamp here, and then somehow, yeah, actually, might have to do a little more than that. Actually take this bad boy out of here and then disconnect all these. I'll work at it a little bit. I'll bring you guys up to speed. All right, guys, I'll show you what I did. So, careful not to break too many of these off your tube here, but you just pry these up. I broke one of them off, but and then this will slowly back out. I loosened up this clamp. That clamp wasn't doing anything for me, so I loosened up that one. Took off this guy here, and then unplugged the sensor down here, and now this thing should pull right out. Yeah, there we go. Oh, you got a sensor here too, but might just be able to swing this thing up, get it out of the way. Yeah, just like that. Don't even need to unplug that one. Then you got the rest of this insulation crap here that I took off the rest of the car. I'll work on getting that out of there, and then we'll have a clear view of 4 of them. And then the last 2 obviously are I got some other crap to move. The N54 is definitely easier to work on. Less crap in the way. Okay, so another tool you need, I just popped these plugs out of the way. It was easier for me to unplug that sensor and get that tube out of here. But we need to get these off of cylinder 6, 5 and 6. So you're gonna need a T, I think it's a 27, something like that. It's a T something. And you can unscrew that guy right there. So we can move these out of the way and off of the last 2 cylinders. That frees that up a little bit. Let's see if we need something on the other side now. All right, so there's a way to get that off the other side. I'm not gonna deal with it because I think I made enough room. But I did unplug the O2 sensors. And then I made enough room to get the rest of this deadening stuff out of the way. And I'm pretty certain I can access 5 and 6 now with no issues. So we're gonna move on to removing the coils. These ones, I kind of like them. You just lift up on this plastic lever here, and then it starts unplugging it as you lift it up. You just finish unplugging it, and then I do not believe that these coils are actually held down by anything, so we should be able to just lift this out of here. And you can see all the gunk that's in here. I mean, they turn, so they should be able to just come right out, hopefully. Like I said, hopefully. Might be a great deal of suction there. Yeah, so that was just suctioned in there really good. I had to get my finger down in there and just kind of pull it up, and then you can hear it suck off of there. Now with that little tiny spark plug, you get your 14mm thin wall BMW spark plug socket, and it's way down there. Actually, I think we're gonna need the long feller. Oh yeah. All right, yeah, that worked. And then you can get it down all the way down there onto that spark plug, and then you can go about it. Oh man, I don't know why people insist on tightening this stuff. way too much. Spark plugs do not need to be tightened that much. Jeez. Wow. Wow. Broke my watch. Bro. What? What? How'd that happen? How in the world did that happen, bro? Really? Really? Well, that sucks. Took the pin right out of it. Dang, man. I don't even see the pin anymore. Wow. Huh. Oh well. Anyway, moral of the story. You don't need to reef these plugs down. I did a plug job earlier today on a Cobalt, and they weren't this tight, but they were tight, man. All right, these guys are Bosch somethings, and they old. They are old. Ooh, and definitely do. All right, so now that that guy's out, I'm gonna go through, and for stage 2, I already Googled it. They recommend between 20 thousandths and 22 thousandths on your spark plug gap. These are currently sitting out of the box at 26 thousandths. So I'm gonna tap these down a little bit and get that first one ready to go in. All right, 22 thousandths. We good to go. Put her back in. All right, down in the hole. All right, it came out. All right, that one's done. All right, just got to put this coil back on top of it. It's got a nice seal. Plug that bad boy back in. Clip her down. That's all there is to it, man. Now I just got to do it 5 more times, and it's going to get harder the further you go back because you're in an awkward, tight area. But I figured I'd show you on that one. Got to take that bracket out of there for the O2 sensor plugs as well. That's another T big. All right, just showing this quick tip for you. I put a swivel on the end of my medium length extension right there, so I could get it back up at a decent angle and not be crouched down there. And that worked pretty good. That's for cylinder 6. Everything else is fine. Okie dokie, well that was fun. Not bad actually at all. 6 was definitely the trickiest. But you just gotta be patient. I didn't use any swivel after I put it in. I just leaned over it. I didn't want to get any weird angle, mess up the threads or anything like that. So all the plugs are done. Coils are back on, plugged in. Now I gotta put this rubber deadening stuff back, plug in my O2 sensors, and then the inlet pipe needs to go back on, and then everything needs to be plugged back in. You know, you got the bracket that we took off, basically backwards step from everything that we did. So where I'm at, your O2 sensors, you can't plug them in wrong, so don't worry about that. I got the bracket back in, plugged in the O2 sensors, clipped them back in here. While I had this screw out, I wedged this foam crap back under here. I don't want that vibrating against the valve cover, so that's really the only reason why I put it back in there. And then you got your sensor here that you fish through this. And then this kind of sits like that, and then all the other crap. I don't have my beauty cover on here anymore. I took that off a long time ago. It was just falling apart, disintegrating. The bottom side, and all that stuff was falling into on top of the valve cover. So that's another process that you need to, if you have that on, kind of too late in the video now, but take that off first. It's usually just a couple of bolts, super simple. So now I'm going to get that inlet back on and plug in my sensor here, my sensor back there, and then my little tube here, and then my little tube here. Should be good after that. She's back to normal. All right, so one little hint, put your inlet tube down here first, and then as you start to slide it in to the air box, make sure that this tube slides in as well at the same time. And then they'll both go in, you can clip that in. I tightened all 3 clamps, plugged in my sensor here, sensor there. We're good. Now I just need to start it. Make sure she runs. Sounds great. I'm gonna leave it at that. She runs and no misfires. If you forget to plug in a coil pack or something like that, she's gonna misfire and tell you right away. There it is, guys. Chinese spark plugs. I'm gonna drive it around for a while before this video actually posts, and then I'll if there's anything bad, I'll edit this at the end. But if this is the last part that you see, then this is the last part you see, and I've got no issues with it. Longevity? Well, no idea. But like I said, $25 versus over 100. So, and I get it. If I was at a better point in my life right now where I had the money, I would do it. But it's like, why not? People that wonder about the Chinese stuff all the time, hey, I'm gonna make a video about it and let you guys know that it works just fine, and they're 25 bucks. Link in the description below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hopefully this video helped you guys out, and until we meet again, later.